Hey, third grade friends, it's our last day with Dinosaur Detectives, and it's our last day of the official school year. If you're watching this video on Friday, it's summer break. Almost. We have to get through this video first. I think you guys are really going to like learning about our dinosaur detectives and the text today. So today we're going to keep reading about skeletons and fossils that are found by different dinosaur detectives in our text. We need to keep in our brains that this is a nonfiction text, so we're always wanting to figure out what is the author teaching us and what is the author's opinion of the text. We also know that good readers don't just read the text and move on. When we're reading a nonfiction text, we have to pay attention to all of the text features and all of the details that could be giving us information that's helpful. One of our new vocabulary words for today is the word baffling. If something is baffling, it's the same way as saying that something is confusing. I chose this picture because you can tell in the picture that the person has a lot of questions and that something is baffling or something is very confusing. The next word in our text that we're going to see today is the word lumbering. To lumber means to move in a heavy or clumsy way. Our third word is the word drifted. Drifted is another way of saying that something moved. I picked this picture because I often think of the word drifted when I think about things that are moving in the water, but drifted can be used to describe other things that are moving. Our last word today is the word startled. If someone is startled, they are surprised. I picked this silly picture of a cat because you can tell from the picture that the cat is super surprised, or we could also describe the cat as being startled. All right, time to dig in and learn about our new detective, the biggest bone dig. My name is Dr. Werner Janisch. I've just come home to Germany after spending 3 years in Africa, leading a huge dig. Back in 1907, I heard that some giant bones had been found at a place called Tendagaru in East Africa. I raised the money for an expedition and sailed to Africa in 1909. I hired hundreds of local workers to do the digging. Tendagaru lies far inland and there are no roads. All of our food and supplies had to be carried on foot from the coast. The bones we dug up had to be carried back in the same way. I was expecting to find new dinosaurs in Africa. We've come back with more than 80,000 dinosaur bones. Now I've got to try to sort them out. The baffling thing is that my bones belong to the Brachiosaurus and other species that have been found in America. Africa and America are separated by the wide Atlantic Ocean. How did these lumbering beasts get from one continent to the other? I want us to pause here. You can pause the video and then restart it after you've thought about this question. But what details do we learn about the Brachiosaurus on this page? Go ahead and pause the video now and answer that question. When you unpause the video, I'll share with you my thoughts. On this page, we learn that the bones that Dr. Werner found in Africa belong to a species of dinosaur called the Brachiosaurus. I also noticed that over on the sidebar, it shows a picture of a Brachiosaurus's femur, or an upper leg bone, and how it was as long as a person. This lets me know that the Brachiosaurus was a huge dinosaur whose bones have been found on multiple continents. The continents named here were found in America, so in North America, and then also in Africa. In Berlin, I showed my Brachiosaurus skull to some of our geologists. This is an American dinosaur, I explained. How did it end up in Africa? It's a mystery. Most of them were puzzled, but a young man named Alfred Wegener said, "It's not a mystery at all. This is exactly the type of dinosaur I would expect to find in Africa." Wegener pulled out a world map. Look at the coastlines of Africa and South America. Their shapes match exactly. I believe that they must have once been joined. Somehow they drifted to their present positions. This is why you found the same dinosaurs in Africa and America. When your Brachiosaurus was alive, there was no Atlantic Ocean. We were all startled by this theory. Are you seriously suggesting that continents can roam around the Earth's surface? I asked. How is that possible? I don't know, said Wegener, but your Brachiosaurus is the proof that I am right. So we're going to go over to the sidebar where we can learn more about this theory, about how the continents used to be connected and have since drifted. Wegener. In 1912, Alfred Wegener suggested that there was once only one huge landmass, which he called Pangaea. He believed that it had split into pieces. The pieces slowly drifted apart to form the continents that we know today. At this time, in the early 1900s, this theory was seen as being absolutely crazy. But the second part of the sidebar tells us that in the 1960s, Wegener was actually proved to be right. Right now, to make sure you understand this page, I want you to answer this question either in the comments or tell someone in your family who you're watching the video with. What was Wegener's theory about how the same dinosaur bones were found in Africa and in South America? Go ahead and share now about the details of his theory. How was it possible that the Brachiosaurus was found on two different continents? Dating the dinosaurs. Like detectives, early geologists collected evidence to piece together the story of life on Earth. Using fossils, they were able to place different periods of the Earth's history in order. They gave these periods names based on the type of rocks in which the various fossils were found. The age of the dinosaurs was divided into three periods: Triassic, when the dinosaurs first evolved; Jurassic, when they became main land animals; and Cretaceous, with new sorts such as the horned dinosaurs appeared. Geologists knew that Triassic dinosaurs must have lived before Jurassic ones, but they could only guess how long ago that was. It was not until the 1920s that scientists were able to work out the age of rocks. This was thanks to the study of radioactivity. Many rocks are made up of elements which are radioactive. These elements slowly decay to break down to form other elements. Scientists measure the amount of a radioactive element in a rock. They can then work out how long the decay has been going on, and so when the rock was formed. Radioactive decay is like a clock, ticking away inside the Earth's rocks. Using this clock, scientists are able to date the rocks holding the dinosaur fossils. This told them when the dinosaurs had lived. There's a lot of really specific details on this page. The most important thing I want you to remember is that scientists get their information about when dinosaurs were alive based on the rocks that dinosaur fossils are found in. That's what I want you to remember about the importance of rocks whenever we're talking about dinosaurs. Baby dinosaurs. In 1978, a paleontologist named Jack Horner was visiting a fossil shop in Montana, USA. He found the bones of a baby dinosaur. This was an important discovery. Few baby dinosaurs had ever been found. Horner traced the fossil back to the rocky hillside where it had been discovered and began to dig. Soon he had uncovered a huge nest. It was over 6 feet wide and contained 15 baby dinosaurs and lots of crushed eggshells. In the 1980s, Horner's team found more nests at the site. Some of them contained eggs and newly hatched babies. Horner knew that the soil around the nest could hold clues. By sifting the soil and examining it under a microscope, he discovered the remains of chewed up leaves and berries. He also found dinosaur droppings containing woody debris from conifer trees. Can you work out what he discovered? Horner used these clues and other evidence to build an amazing picture of the lives of these dinosaurs. There's more details in the sidebar if you want to pause this and read the sidebar comments before you move on to the next page. Jack Horner's most important discovery was that the babies were being looked after by their parents. He called the dinosaur Maiasaura, which means good mother lizard. The evidence for parental care was the size of the 15 babies. Since they were 3 times bigger than the newly hatched ones, they must have stayed in their nest for weeks after hatching. They had crushed the eggshells in their nest as they moved around. They chewed up leaves and berries. Sorry, I'm going to go back and reread that sentence. That's what good readers do when they make a mistake. The chewed up leaves and berries were food brought by the parents. The mystery is why the babies died. Perhaps something happened to their parents and the babies starved to death in the nest. In 1984, Horner's team made another discovery. They found the bones of 10,000 Maiasaura that had been killed by a volcanic eruption. Finding so many animals together shows that they lived in huge herds. Now that we've finished this section of text, I want you to answer the question either in the comment box or tell someone in your family. What did we learn about dinosaurs on these 2 pages? You can pause the video now, and then when you unpause it, I'll tell you my thoughts. When I think about what I learned on these 2 pages give us information about how the dinosaurs lived and how some of them cared for their babies. Because dinosaurs are not alive now, we can't study them the same way we can study other animals that aren't extinct. By using all of the evidence, Jack Horner was able to figure out how parent dinosaurs took care of baby dinosaurs. This was a huge discovery that made a really big difference in the way that we think about dinosaurs and how they lived. And friends, that's it. That was the end of our text and the end of the last text for the school year. Your summer has officially started. Happy summer. We miss you guys now, and we're going to continue to miss you while you're on your summer vacation. This is definitely not the end of the school year that any of us expected, but we hope that you guys have a safe and a fun summer, and you come back for next school year ready to get right back to the learning. Be safe, be careful this summer, have fun, and know that your teachers miss you and cannot wait to see you when you get back to school in August. Bye, friends.